arrests have been done now in Kolkata case. This is the RG car vandalism case. So remember when there was the Reclaim the Night protest that had happened in Kolkata, there were mob violence that eventually led to a lot of damage, massive damage in fact, inside the hospital. 5 more people have been arrested. There were a lot of images that had been released by the police based on mobile footage, eyewitness accounts. 37 in total vandals and arsonists have been nabbed by the Kolkata cops. So while the CBI has taken over the case file over the investigation of the incident, Kolkata police is now investigating who was part of this mob violence. Anupam Mishra is joining me for the latest on that. Anupam, how are the cops going about trying to track who was part of this mob violence? Because it wasn't just about violence, they literally tried to damage a lot of hospital property.
Yes, Pooja, our latest update is coming up from Kolkata police sources that 5 more persons have been arrested in this case. So far, the total tally goes up to 37 people who have been arrested in the vandalism of RG Kar case. And we know that from a gym instructor to a lot of persons who are involved in this vandalism, and Calcutta police is investigating the case. But the main challenge up to Kolkata police is to decode what was the purpose of this vandalism, because there are a lot of questions are being raised why this attack was done, and there are questions that they might wanted to destroy the PO. Yes. So these are the questions which need to be answered by Kolkata police, and that is why they are investigating and they are arresting people, because a lot of people were involved when the incident took place.
All right, Anupam, keep tracking the latest, because remember that incident is bad enough. There was absolutely no need for the kind of damage that we saw, the violent attack at the hospital and with the protesters on the ground. But it's the parents of the victim now who are starting to speak up more, and they are not happy with how the investigation has gone, and not from the first step itself. Here's why. The family is alleging, the parents of the victim, that there is some department role in the daughter's gruesome death. And what leads them to say this is asking, why was the daughter cremated in such a hurry before they could even realize what had happened? In a post-mortem report accessed by India Today, the details that we have are horrific. 14 injuries on the body of this victim. Injuries on the head, cheeks, all over the face, jaw, neck, knees, ankle, private parts. The report stated that there was some white, thick viscid fluid that was found in and around the private parts. The death eventually was due to manual strangulation associated with smothering. And that means, is there something more than rape and murder, which is bad enough, but these deliberate brutalities also signify, was there more than one accused and much more beyond this incident? The father also then mentions that there were 3 bodies kept waiting at the cremation ground, and yet the daughter's body, which is such a mysterious, suspicious, questionable death, was hurriedly cremated by the cops and authorities. Victims' parents are also asking and questioning the Bengal government that why she's showing a certain duplicity, stopping the protests, suppressing voices that are simply fighting for justice.
এবং যারা এই ব্যাপারটা প্রতিবাদ করছেন রাজনৈতিক চক্রান্তে না গিয়ে, রাজনৈতিক ছবলে কামড় না দিয়ে, সঠিক অর্থে ফাঁসি হোক দোষীদের, এবং আগামী রবিবারের মধ্যে সিবিআইকে ফাঁসির ব্যবস্থা করতে হবে এবং পুরোপুরি তদন্ত উদ্ঘাটিত করতে হবে, যদিও আমাদের কলকাতা পুলিশ তদন্তের 90% করে দিয়েছে।
सीएम अपने रास्ते में नाम उतार के जस्टिस मांगता है, फिर जो जनरल पब्लिक है उसमें जब जस्टिस मांगता है उसको बंद करने के लिए कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्या इसकी सब क्या बात है? हम लोग तो इसके बहुत दुख आ गया।
আবার ফোন করলাম, তখন উনি বললেন আপনারা কি আসছেন? আমি মানে উনি কে ছিলেন? আমি অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট সুপার বলছি, আপনার মেয়ে সুইসাইড করেছে।
Why this impression is being created that UD case necessarily means it is a case of suicide? It is not true. Please, the entire population is being made to understand that UD case means suicide. We wanted to make it a case of suicide. It is not true.
I want to bring in my colleague Shreya Chatterjee for the latest on that. Shreya, while you're speaking to the investigators and trying to understand the crime on the ground and the probe in it, Tell me, what is your assessment from the details you've accessed of the post-mortem? There was, so the sexual assault confirmed, but the brutality is also on the body.
Well, absolutely, Pooja. The post-mortem report clearly points out to the brutal assault that the deceased had undergone. All the more difficult because these are all ante-mortem injuries, which direct that these were injuries that happened before her death. So she was inflicted with a lot of pain. Whether the motive was completely rape and murder, to understand that, we have to wait for some more reports that are yet to come out. Whether there were involvement of more people, those reports, when they come out, will give more clarity. But the CBI is doing a psychoanalysis to understand the motive as well of the murder because of the brutality that's already medically, proven in the initial PM report that has already come. So clearly we can understand, Pooja, that this crime is horrific in nature, and that's the reason why the special tasks is being undertaken by the Central Bureau of Investigation right now. 14 injuries, more than 14 rather, both external and internal. The nature of the injuries are in the nature of abrasions and bruises. So clearly this points out to the unfortunate, horrific ordeal that the deceased had undergone on that particular night in the seminar hall of the RG Medical College.
Shreya, keep tracking the latest on this because this raises a lot of questions. Remember, the accused who's been arrested now had nothing to do with either the medical profession or the hospital. He was, however, a volunteer, as we know, and was associated with the police. Now, the post-mortem report details accessed 14 injury marks on the victim's body. Most of these injuries marked were before the death. The injuries all over the face and body: head, cheeks, lips, nose, right jaw, chin and neck, left arm, shoulder, left knee, ankle, inside the private parts as well. That clearly shows that there was a fight, a struggle, but there was a deliberate attempt to harm and brutalize the victim too. There's been a white, thick, viscid liquid that has been found in and around the private parts, but we do not have clarity of what kind of fluid this is being referred to. The weight of the external and internal genitalia about over 150 grams, and the reason for this is to understand the kind of sexual assault that took place that appears to have been confirmed. Hemorrhage in lungs, blood clot in other parts of the body, forceful penetration within and inside the private parts. But there's also some clarity that has come in, at least from the details we have accessed, that there were no fractures of the body. Remember, there were some accounts and some speculation if there were bones broken. For now, we can tell you from the report details that there were no fractures that were reported from the post-mortem report. The death eventually that happened is due to the manual strangulation, which is smothering that is done. But before that, there were injuries, assault. The question is, rape and murder, bad enough, but was there an attempt to also deliberately harm and hurt the victim? The focus now, therefore, has come not only on the accused, on the question if there was more than one accused, and second, on Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of RG Kar Hospital 1, because it was under the supervision. He was heading the hospital at that point. But he's also come under the scanner over charges against him. The CBI is already questioning him, and they've questioned him repeatedly in a row. But the former principal, who's simply not been ousted, but transferred to another hospital college to lead now, he's facing charges that, and this has come from the batchmates, colleagues, people who worked at the hospital, of accusations against him. People who have worked under his supervision in other hospitals. Charges of corruption, misconduct, ethical violations, and literally running a mafia-like operation. During his time as principal, according to charges against him, that there were corrupt practices, including financial misconduct, and that he's also been accused, and this is disturbing when I say this, accused of redirecting corpse meant for post-mortem to unauthorized uses. A violation that will be seen as questioning and a violation of medical ethics as well. Now, Ghosh was transferred after the outrage over this incident, but then he was reinstated later as well. So he was told, and he was appointed to another college in another place. But then he was reinstated here at RG Kar. So many are saying, is he too well connected? Is someone protecting him? Is there more to this incident? This is speculation. This is investigation is on right now. We are telling you how we are connecting the dots as our reporters on the ground. Try to find out what kind of loopholes would an accused have to be able to enter into the hospital, rape, brutalize, and go away.
उसका दिक्कत था कॉलेज में पूरा डिपार्टमेंट, इसलिए डिपार्टमेंट को हम बोला है डिपार्टमेंट पूरा सस्पेक्ट में है हम क्या बोला, 7 घंटा से लड़की का ऑन ड्यूटी कॉल ऑन कॉल में डॉक्टर है, उसको 7 घंटा में किसी का जरूरत नहीं पड़ा। कभी कभी दिन में ऐसा होता है कि उसको खाना खाने का टाइम नहीं मिलता है।
So what are the sort of charges that have come in from batchmates, former colleagues, doctors who have worked under his supervision in different hospitals and at RG Kar? The first is financial misconduct. Number two, ethical violations, that as a medical professional, you're duty bound at least with ethics, and that were regularly violated. These are charges, allegations against him. Misuse of bodies that were coming for post-mortem. What kind of misuse is being referred here? Was there extortion of money through illegal commissions that came to him? He's the big authority, he's the principal, he's leading the hospital at that point. Were there tenders that were manipulated and known someone to him got it instead? Was there alcohol being supplied to some of the senior students at a guest house? And did it come from him? Did he use his influence to reverse some transfers or his own transfers? Because he was transferred to Murshidabad after some case had erupted, but then he was reinstated at RG Kar in Kolkata. There are students who could give commission. In fact, he's been accused of failing students so that commission could come to him and they could clear. Remember that there are examinations that a lot of young medical professionals have to give. Did he take cuts for postings, for staff shift? And was there an allegation of biomedical waste being sent across the border, reselling it, which was meant for his hospital? It's a government-run hospital, remember? And was there misconduct here? Was there recycling of used syringes? We are not saying this. Former colleagues, batchmates, and those who worked at the hospital, anonymously or speaking to the police, have come out. Some have even spoken openly to media persons on the ground. And therefore, that's the reason that the chorus is growing. That while many are in support and solidarity with the family to what has happened, but Supreme Court has taken suo motu cognizance of this. 3-judge bench headed by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud will hear the matter tomorrow on Tuesday. But hundreds of doctors, medical professionals and Indian citizens are on the streets. They are demanding that at least this be the last time that we hear of such a case. 70 Padma awardee doctors have written to Prime Minister Modi directly in a letter and a petition demanding action and a law, a separate law, to deal with violence against health workers. Meanwhile, the BJP Mahila Morcha will also hold the Raksha Bandhan protest, saying women's security should become the focus on this. I welcome Suryagini Roy, my colleague in this. Suryagini, so letters being written, chorus on the ground. What do you see around you in Kolkata? Are the doctors still sitting on protest? What is happening? What is the sentiment like?
Well, at RG Kar, which was the epicenter of this entire, protest since last Saturday, the protest Dharna Manch is still, it's still on. The doctors are coming, they are sitting, someone or the other is staying over there and making sure that this Dharna is on until unless more people join in. Throughout the city, we have seen how numerous civil societies, be it actors, directors, theatre personalities, doctors, in fact, even sports supporters, how they hit the streets. Now it's all about, asking for justice for this, not only this, particular lady in this entire investigation, but it's for, it's for generally for everyone, Pooja. What everyone, we have, the people we have spoken to, they claim and they want that it should be the last time that this kind of a gruesome incident has taken place. The governments need to, have an onus on them, be it the state, be it a local body, be it the central, that they need to make sure that such incidents are, prevented. And for that, strong action has to be initiated, action against the culprits, and also making sure that there is a machinery, there is a system that prevents such kind of an incident to take place. For example, the people that we have spoken to in the first week, until and unless, the government of West Bengal came up with its notification of, new rules and new mechanisms for protection of women who are working at night, they were of the opinion over here, doctors were of the opinion that they work for 48, 50 plus hours continuously. They do not have a restroom, a proper restroom where they can go and sleep. So these are basic civic or basic requirements that the doctors, or let's say anyone in general who's working late at night, especially women, seek. and following which we saw that amidst this furor, the government has come up with their versions for medical colleges and medical institutions. Amidst all of this, now simply what the people want is that this should be the last time that this kind of a gruesome incident has been reported, and they just want the
tell me this, what about the situation on the ground at RG Kar? After the massive damage that was reported, have they returned to the functions and the practices that are on? So much of damage that was reported amid the mob violence, that's another level of investigation. But is the hospital fully functional right now? And also, of course, crime scene barricaded?
Well, I'll tell you something, I'll show you the visuals. I'll ask my camera person to just pan. This was a police outpost. The incident happened on 14th and 15th intervening night. It's still dislodged. This was the mayhem that was done by the crowd. So it's been almost 4 days that the incident had happened. But this is, it's a live testimony to the fact what RG Kar had witnessed on that particular night of, or rather that particular morning of 15th. Behind me, there's a lot of police over here. I would just request my camera person to, if he can pan and, show you the level of damage that is still present over here. Police is there. Police investigation was happening. Just look at the gates, Pooja. You will understand the magnitude of that particular night, the magnitude of that attack that the mob had, the destruction that they had done. These two gates, these are collapsible gates. These are made of iron. It's not plastic. But it's been, the mob was so furious that, it's completely dislodged. It looks as if it's plastic and it's not, it's not iron. It's supposed to be very, very, strong material, but the fury of that mob which came in to vandalize this place, they were so, they were so strong, and the vandalism that they did was, so huge. These gates are a live testimonial to that. This particular police outpost is a live testimonial to that. That the ruckus, that the vandalism that had happened that night, it was not just, you cannot really explain it until and unless, you have seen it.
Suragini, stay on with me.